Wow, you all look like you're fired up, ready to go. What I'd like to see, thank you all for having me today. I'm a little bit probably overdressed for the afternoon on a Sunday, but I just came from a church just down the street, so I hope you will let me come in here with my suit and tie. It's great to be back in Arlington. Our daughter Aubrey, who graduated from UVA, was just living here for a few months just down the street, taking a class in Washington. So I love the energy. I love the fact that there's so many young folk here in Arlington, and you are our future. So we appreciate you being here today, and I appreciate the opportunity to let me say just a few words. You know, yesterday was a special day. The day before, not so good. But yesterday I was proud to be with Governor McAuliffe and our Attorney General Mark Herring marching on Washington with probably over 500,000 women, men, children, disabled individuals. It was a picture of America yesterday, and it was a message to our new president that we're not going to accept his campaign of hatred, of bigotry, of discrimination, of misinformation. That is not the country that I'm proud of. That's not the country I live in, and that's not the great Commonwealth of Virginia I live in. None of us should accept that that's the normal. And so it is time for us to stand up and say no. No more, not us. That's not what we're here for. And so I want to thank you all. You know, for the first time in 39 years, in 2013, all 5 state elected officials are Democrats. That is because of folks like you. This is a team effort. No one of us can do this by ourselves. It's because folks like you get up in the morning and make phone calls and knock on doors and help us get our enthusiasm, our message out there, and make sure that people come to the polls on election day and make sure that we continue to elect Democrats. Now, I will tell you that if you read the paper and look at the TV, you're going to hear people say that, oh, this economy in Virginia is terrible. It's going to hell in a handbasket. You know, what are we going to do? We're going to come in and save the world. But I want to tell you, I'm proud to be a Democrat. I am proud to tell you what we've been doing in this Commonwealth. And we are focused on economic opportunity for all Virginians, no matter who you are, no matter where you are. And this administration has brought in over 168,000 new jobs to the Commonwealth of Virginia. Over $14 billion of capital investment have come into Virginia. Our unemployment rate has gone from 5.4% down to as low as 3.7%. That's something that all of us can be proud of. Now, we have some challenges. We want to take it to the next step. And you know what? One of the things that is so important about being a great Commonwealth is having our doors open, having the lights on, making sure that our schools, our communities are safe. It wasn't too long ago, just a couple weeks ago, I took a 7-city tour of the Commonwealth of Virginia. I ended up in Salem, Virginia. I was pleased and privileged to welcome the NCAA soccer tournament to Salem. Now, if you remember back, where was that supposed to be? Thank you. As was the NBA All-Star Game, as were numerous businesses, to include PayPal. Millions and millions of dollars have left North Carolina because of the most discriminatory piece of legislation that ever came down the pike. We cannot go there. Our doors have to be open to LGBT. They have to be open to people of all religions, all races, all nationalities. It doesn't matter who. And that's the way we are. We live in a very diverse society, so Virginia is inclusive, and we're going to continue to keep Virginia inclusive. I want to tell you all something else. As a veteran of the United States military, I am very proud to tell you that Virginia is the most veteran-friendly state in this country. Just last year, We were able to effectively end homelessness. We were the first state in this country to do that. That's something that you can all in this room be proud of as Virginians. And I want to tell you, as a veteran, I have some very unique perspective and thoughts on gun violence. I took care of wounded soldiers during Desert Storm who were on the receiving ends of assault weapons. I know what assault weapons do to human beings. I have seen it firsthand. We do not, as a society, we do not, as a Commonwealth, need assault weapons on our streets in Virginia. I want to also tell you that one of the last patients I saw before I took a leave of absence a couple months ago was a 2-year-old. A 2-year-old toddler who was just running around playing in his parents' bedroom and picked up a loaded firearm on the bedside table. He shot himself. I don't need to tell you the rest of the story. You know, we have smart gun technology. We have the technology to say that only my fingerprint can discharge my weapon. What are we waiting for? I want to talk to you about our environment. I grew up on the Chesapeake Bay. You can probably tell I've got a little bit of drawl to me. I have literally watched the demise of the Chesapeake Bay over my 50 years. I understand climate change. I understand global warming. I'm a scientist. I know what it does. We need to stand up as Democrats and say, we all in Virginia need to be good stewards of our environment. We need to promote alternative sources of energy, wind, solar. That's where the future is. Our future is not in offshore drilling. I have always, and I will continue to always, be opposed to offshore drilling. We need to promote alternative sources of energy, wind, solar, not more fossil fuel. I need your help with that. If you ask, and we ask a lot of businesses and manufacturers, come to Virginia, our doors are open. What is it that they talk about? What is number one on their priority list? It is workforce development. That means that we in Virginia have to have a world-class education system. We need to be able to train the future workers. The jobs of the 21st century have changed. They're in the STEAM-related areas: science, technology, engineering, the arts, math, health. That's where the jobs are. So we have worked very closely with our colleges and universities. We just rolled a plan out last week for college affordability. All Virginians should be able to share the American dream. We have emphasized vocational and technical training at the high school level. We have totally revised the SOL system. No longer are we teaching our children how to take multiple choice tests. They need to think creatively. That's their future. And I can tell you, as a parent of two, and as a child neurologist, there is a tremendous learning potential in our children before they ever get to kindergarten. That is something that I'm fighting for. Just last year, we opened up 13,000 more slots to pre-K students across the Commonwealth of Virginia. And it's a very simple equation. You know, if one family out there has the means to send their children to pre-K and another one doesn't, that's really what starts the haves and the have-nots, and we can either pay for it now or we can pay for it later. Just 2 days ago, we heard that our new president wants to repeal the Affordable Care Act. That bothers me as a physician. I have taken care of sick children for the last 30 years, and I don't know about you, but I haven't heard any plan. And there are 400,000 Virginians that have benefited from the Affordable Care Act. They now have coverage that they didn't have. We no longer have pre-existing conditions. We're able to keep our children on our insurance policies till they're 26. There are great things about the Affordable Care Act, and I can tell you as a doctor, the Affordable Care Act is working. So don't tell me in Washington that we need to repeal it and don't give a plan. Tell me what your ideas are, but I haven't heard it yet. So I want to tell you that as a physician, I'm going to make sure that all Virginians have access to affordable and quality care. And you know, at a time when health care is so important, I want to tell you this afternoon that the doctor is in. I'm there for you, all right? The last thing, and you all are being very patient, that I just want to talk about briefly. We have been a wall. Terry McCullough and Mark Herring and myself, we have been a wall for women across this Commonwealth, protecting their access to reproductive health care. I have watched and fought against the infamous vaginal ultrasound bill. I have fought against the personhood bill that would essentially make most forms of contraception that are used today unlawful. It would also make in vitro fertilization unlawful. Think about all the families that have been helped with that. Let me tell you something, and you've heard me say it before, there is no excuse that a group of legislators, most of whom are men, should be telling women what they should and shouldn't be doing with their bodies. So I will end on this. I hear my friends in Washington and I hear my friends in Richmond say, we need less government in our lives. We need less regulations. Well, I would tell them, stay out of a woman's life and stay out of my doctor's office. Thank you very much. So this is an important election. This is going to be a fight. And don't take it for granted. Come November the 7th, the Republicans are going to throw everything they have at us. They just put $5 million more into their governor's race several days ago. This is something that it's going to be a team effort. We all need to join hands. We all need to work together. We all need to make sure that there is no more discrimination against the LGBT. We need to make sure that nobody's telling women what they should and shouldn't be doing. We need to make sure that we're protecting our environment. We need to make sure that we have a world-class education system here, right here in Virginia. I need your help. We need your help. So let's move together. Let's get together. Let's put our energy together. Let's forget what happened 2 days ago. And let's keep Virginia moving in a forward direction. Thank you all so much, and God bless you all.